There.
Call 1-855-HOPE-NED or online today.
Where's me in there?
This is what's the
Oops, that's... No, that's okay. That's good. So, yeah, you might well turn the TV off. It might be good. Yeah, well, you can turn it on mute if you want to put it on mute. There, that's perfect, I think. Yeah, that looks good. I think that's wonderful. Okay, so...
Okay, the reason we talked...
Can we turn that on mute? Where is it now? Okay. So what, you called me and you said you wanted to change your will?
Yes, we talked last night, and
I can't hear you very good, Tom.
Well, okay, today's July the 31st, it's in 2014. And you and I talked, Morris is here and I'm here, and that's it. And Morris and I talked last night, and with what I've got for property and stuff is a complicated problem, but I would like to have it resolved before I pass away. And so that's why I was thinking about changing the will and starting a new will. I still have my objectives that I want to keep, but I want to do something to make Morris feel comfortable that I'm not disparaging or against him, and then change the money to, and it'll all go to Morris at the end. But there will be, I want some of the animal groups and veterans groups after my death. I still want them to get some percentage of whatever we figure out is available when I die. So, and part of the reason I called last night was I started looking at the numbers, and right now I have an income of about $120,000 a year. I think it is between the veterans and the in investments.
That's about right. Well, no, just your pension and your veterans income is that amount.
And what is the total asset at, like, say, at E-Trade?
At E-Trade, I don't remember, but we went through a scenario and we did a kind of a rough balance sheet, and it was I think $3.5 to $4 million, including the real estate, including everything.
Okay, but there's a lot of work that's got to be or to clear up the house, and I don't want to, as you talked about on my 365 days, I don't want to be spending my time looking through a bunch of paperwork. So I'm trying to ease things out, and I just want to make it easier for both of us. But I want to make sure that I have enough to take care of me, which a lot of it comes from the Veterans Administration, and so that income flow is not going to stop, I don't believe. So anyway, this is a preliminary discussion about what we're going to do in the future. But I have a question for you, though. You talked about the disparaging remarks, and that was the first I heard about the disparaging remarks being part of something harming you. And I realize that you've spent a lot of time, you've done this in days past, and when I want to recognize you for what you've done for me.
Okay.
And so you don't have any apprehensions, and I don't have any apprehensions about what's going to happen in the future. I mean, when I go, it goes to you, and
So you said you wanted, at the end, you wanted all to go to me? Is that what you said?
yes, it would be for your distribution, but I expect you to honor my wishes at the end. And I think we said 2/3 of mine go to you and 1/3 will go to those, the various groups that'll have split out.
So what's the change to the will that you wanna make?
Well, now I guess according to you.
Well, we were just talking about from memory the other day. I'd have to look at the documents to see what it actually says, because that was,
Well, it was supposed to go to one animal group because I wanted to go to a group, or I did want it to go to a group.
so you don't want the money,
Don't know what.
you don't want the money to go to me. You still
No,
want it.
No, the money's going to you. I said the way that the will is right
But
now.
but you're saying, but then when I die, when I don't have a need for the money, then to make sure that the money goes to those groups, is that what you're saying?
What I'd like you to do, when I die, whatever the balance is at that time, the 2/3 of it would go to you, and then the 1/3 I'd want to have you divvy it up as we discussed between animals.
So then what do you mean by you want it all to go to me?
When I die, that you'd have title to everything.
Okay, so you want me to have title to everything when you die?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's,
And even, and to have that written up, I don't wanna get any more fights, Morris. I don't wanna spend my last days sorting through paper. I'd like
no,
to have-
I would agree with you. I think that's
And I
counter,
know-
I don't think that's good for your quality of life.
And you want a certain assurance for your, and that's, after I saw what you had all done, and I thought, well, actually, well, after it's all done, I expect it to go to you, but I expect you to divvy up some among the. and I
Well,
want-
you just keep in mind that I've already laid out a plan for you on how to do your contributions that you wanna do kind of now that are tax efficient. And I kind of raised that idea and presented that to you several weeks, well, probably over a month ago. And I was trying to help you do your contributions that you want to do while you're alive, so that you can maybe even see the benefit of the contributions.
That's
And I think that,
what
but when you pass, the idea is then like you said, then everything's titled. Everything is titled to me.
yeah.
And of course,
And if we can put some percentages in that we agree on, maybe in between two, because I haven't given any money to any of the organizations for, it's now a couple of years, I think.
you're giving money to the organizations every month.
To
Yeah,
three of them, but I want to increase to Humane Society of the United States. We'll adjust, and the Washington DC Animal Shelter. And I've got a whole list of the other ones that that Sharon and I lived at, but Sharon wanted her money going to the Feed the Children, DC Kitchen, some of those. But Sharon and I worked hard for that money, and things are not working out the way I thought they would. I thought I'd be healthy, but I'm not.
No, unfortunately, your health is not in the,
But I don't want to kill you anymore, and kill is not the right word. I don't want to cause you to have health problems.
well, I would appreciate that. It's very stressful with the way things have been,
You know,
extremely stressful.
It's been stressful on me too, and I don't wish you any harm, and you've done a great job here. But maybe
So what
not receiving any, well.
So what, I'm trying to understand what the changes you want in your will. You want to give things now,
Well, yeah.
and then give me the title to everything when you die, and then also the amounts that I don't use or won't need. In other words, that's in excess of my needs. Then that amount, those amounts you want donated. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not sure how that question comes up. You have discussed with me.
Let me put it this way, John. You can't say, I'm giving it all to you, but I want these percentages to go to somebody else. It's not, those two things are inconsistent. You can't say you get it all,
You-
and then somebody else is gonna get part.
You get it all, and then I want you to distribute it. There won't be any documentation, but I want you to just,
I got you. I got, so to make things simple,
I want to.
to make the issue about the other beneficiaries coming in and suing me after the
I
fact.
want that taken care of, so you don't.
I
have
got
that-
you.
So you don't have that, what do you call it, something hanging over you.
Okay, so what you wanna do is remove
I-
the option, you wanna remove the option for other beneficiaries to have a chance to come in and sue me or something afterward and to
I
change the
wanna-
will, but at the same time, you want me to share your beliefs and distribute the funds as you, but at my discretion. I mean, it's
Right.
it's what you're asking me to do. You want me to honor your wishes, but
That's what I want.
it's an agreement between you and I
So that-
versus written in the will. In the will, it says it all goes to me. But that's,
Right now?
no, that's the change you wanna make.
Yeah. but-
You wanna make the will say it all goes to Morris,
I
but
want us to
then,
have a good relationship. I don't want you getting all sick over something I'm doing now. And you probably are, well, we've discussed that too, that you've got some problems with your health. And-
Yeah.
And I looked at that and we were talking about insurance that day. And you explained to me what kind of insurance you had, and I thought I wanted to provide something more in case you have some kind of bigger
well,
problem.
I appreciate that. And you said I could use your funds to pay for my medical expenses. And I've done that to a limited degree. I haven't had real big medical expenses so far, but yeah, I've done that. And I'll continue to do that as long as you say that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to try, because we were talking, and basically my thought after we talked that time was, gee, he's underinsured. And I wanted to help you out if I could, because that's kind of what you've been doing, helping me out with the Parkinson's and getting the Medikits and the other stuff that you're going out and getting me the chair, or this chair, and other things to help me out to make my life easier.
Okay.
But I just, and too, like if you had to use it, we'll use it, and if I have to use it, then I have to use it.
Mhm.
But I don't want you getting sick over this, and I don't want me getting sick over it anymore, because it's too hard.
It is very hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard. So so you wanna you just,
I'm
you wanna have the will say that I get all the assets. And the reason for that is to keep other beneficiaries, potential beneficiaries, from coming in and causing problems after the fact. Yet you want me to I know what your values are, and you want me to honor your values and give kind of those kinds of percentages or the amounts that you're talking about to those charities, once the funds are in my control.
And just to reiterate too, that what Sharon and I gave money to other organizations earlier on, and those organizations changed their goal, so to speak, and if we drop them off, that's, but I'd like you to provide a reason why you would have gone the way.
You want me to make sure when it comes time to give the money to the charities, that they're still doing the kinds of things that you wanted to do.
Yeah, that's right, and
Okay, I can do that, because who knows what they'll do. They could change, get a new board or something, and it's particularly smaller. Some of those charities are pretty small, and they could change.
yeah. But I've been involved with a lot of animal rights groups for, 30 years, 35 years, something like that. And we may not have given it as big a percentage of our income as we wanted, but when I was contemplating death, and I still am, that Yeah, I guess it was unfair to you because I didn't really leave, I just left it as a percentage, and I did it kind of like, I had that lady that in Virginia that was the lawyer, and we had to go through a couple of reiterations of that, but there was a lot of stuff going through my head when I was doing that will, because Sharon had just died, I was drinking a fair amount, or more than a fair amount.
That's right, you had the fire department came, and then that was at the time when the doctor said you were an alcoholic or something at that time, but you were drinking.
I was drinking because Sharon died.
Yeah, but we were drinking pretty heavy, right?
A lot more than, yeah, a lot more than what I normally do.
Do you think you're taking your medications better now than you were then?
Taking the medication?
It's just the because the medications
Oh, yeah,
can make you hallucinate and have
Yeah.
bad ideas. Do you think you're better, in terms of the regularity of taking the medications now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
In this place, part of the reason I look to is that I want to make sure I've got the Veterans Administration that are providing funds and a place to stay and some other things. But we've seen some of the places they've got, and some of them aren't that great. We're talking about recent times when they were doing testimony before Congress and the House, and one lady didn't get to see a doctor for 10 hours when she was up until 10 hours being in the hospital.
But
And
you've had good care, and you've got,
overall, yeah, because
Yeah.
I was involved with the.
well, I got you those appointments, 4 appointments in one day.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, Richmond, I'd like to be more independent, and